Virginia This Morning.
This segment is sponsored by the Central Virginia Urban Area Security Initiative.
So you may be prepared for a hurricane, but what about a snowstorm? Or what would you do the instant an earthquake occurs? The Central Virginia Urban Areas Security Initiative program focuses on increasing and enhancing general emergency preparedness for you and our community. Chairman Anna McCrae joins us this morning covering an upcoming event you don't want to miss, the Disaster Survivor Day. Welcome, Anna. It's nice to have you.
Thank you so much for having us.
This is a big event. It's the first one that you guys have done. You hope one of many to come. But it's an important day to have in place, isn't it? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, the Central Virginia UASI is a group of 20 Central Virginia localities. We stretch from Caroline County to the north, down to the Tri-Cities region and Dinwiddie County in the south, King and Queen, King William, Charles City to the east, all the way out to Cumberland, Amelia, and Powhatan in the west. So we cover about 1.7 million people. We're a Department of Homeland Security designated area, and we received until fiscal year 2011 extra money to help us prepare for any kind of emergency. So out of that, our Public Education Outreach Committee has put together this Disaster Survivor Day. And what we want to do is take just 4 hours on a Saturday morning and just show folks how easy it is to become, a little bit more informed about the hazards that we could see here in Central Virginia, how easy it is to prepare, and to give you some tips on the recovery side. Because I think for 2011, outside of frogs and locusts, we had everything else.
I think you're right. We covered the gamut. And a lot of us are guilty, myself included, of thinking, oh, I have maybe a bottled water, or I have, some of the things that I need in this preparedness kit. But the idea behind this day is much larger.
Right. And what we want to do is give the citizens the opportunity to kind of learn how easy it is to be prepared. Because, out of the 20 localities that are in our UASI group, we will all be there to help. Fire, police, emergency medical services, emergency management folk will be there after the event, but it's that initial 72 hours where we're looking at having to take care of everybody in our localities after a big scale emergency that we want to make sure that people know what to do and how to respond and how to prepare, right after the event. So it may take us a little while to get there, because if you think about the fact that only 1% of the U.S. population is trained as a professional first responder, there's simply not enough of us to go around. So we need citizens to know, what hazards could I be looking at, and how do I prepare for that? Look at something like the earthquake from Louisa last year. Who'd have thought? Here in Central Virginia. Well, now we know that we need to make sure that folks know what to do, how to prepare, for everything from that type of event to a hazardous materials incident to a hurricane to a terrorist event.
Yeah, being well informed is the first step to being prepared for disaster.
Exactly, because 5 minutes before the party is not the time to learn how to dance. We want everybody to just at least have that baseline awareness about, this hazard could potentially happen. And it may seem kind of silly to think about it today because, it's going to be in the 60s over the weekend and bright and sunny. Why should I be thinking about snow? But, as our weather partners can easily tell us, hang around in Virginia for 5 minutes and the weather will change. So, we want folks to start to think about, well, where do I live? Do I have to worry about a hazardous materials incident? Do I need to worry about a big accident on the interstate? Do I need to worry about flooding? So what we're going to do is bring together the public safety professionals, everybody from police, fire, EMS, emergency management. We've got folks from the National Weather Service coming up to help us, and we want to make sure that everybody's just aware of what they could potentially be exposed to. We're going to give them tips on how to prepare, how to put together a disaster supply kit, and we're going to give folks that go to www.survivorday.com to register. We're going to be able to give them a basic survivor kit, and that's going to have things in it like a flashlight, some batteries, just some basic stuff that you can take home and then make your own family's disaster supply kit, because everybody's needs are different. We want folks to think about, do you have special medical needs? Do you have a family member that needs special medication? Do you have pets? And just to kind of give folks that baseline information to better prepare.
Absolutely.
And our police folks are going to come in and help us, think about on the backside with recovery, what kind of questions do I need to ask to prevent fraud? Basic crime prevention tips, which leads directly into terrorism prevention, and being able to protect my identity. So we're bringing together all of the different public safety officials throughout the 20 localities to help support the 5 localities that are hosting these different sessions.
Is this a family affair? Could you sign up with your family and bring the kids just so they're starting to learn this as well?
Well, you know, the information is very important for all family members to understand. We're really focusing on mom and dad,
right.
On the adults in the family, because you know we want them to be able to focus on the material and be able to take it back home and get their kids to help with the disaster preparedness.
Right. Share that lesson with them when you get home.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Anna. We appreciate it. It's an important day, and we want to let everybody know how they can take part. You can join public safety partners from across Central Virginia for Disaster Survivor Day. It's next Saturday, January 14th, at one of 6 area locations. Call 211 to find out which one is closest and most convenient for you, because there certainly are plenty, or you can visit online and sign up by clicking the locations tab at survivorday.com.